If you're on a low income and you're trying to get out of debt, then I need you to stop everything and watch this video right now, because everything you've been told about paying off debt, most of it is designed for people who already have money. And nobody is talking about what it actually looks like to climb out of debt when your paycheck barely covers your bills. I'm going to change that today. In this video, I'm going to show you the exact truth about getting out of debt on a low income, the stuff the financial gurus skip over. And I'm going to give you a real system that works for real people with real paychecks. So grab your notebook and let's get right into it. Here's what nobody wants to say out loud. The reason most debt advice doesn't work is because it was never built for you. You go online, you watch a video, and somebody tells you to throw an extra $500 a month at your debt. And you're sitting there thinking, where is that $500 going to come from? That advice isn't wrong. It's just incomplete. Because here is the truth. Getting out of debt on a low income is not about having more money first. It is about building a system that works with the money you already have. And I've seen it happen. Regular people, warehouse workers, daycare teachers, and single moms working retail getting out of debt completely, not because they got a raise, but because they finally had a plan that fit their life. Let me show you exactly what that looks like. Before we proceed, comment debt-free if you're ready to leave your debt in the dust. First, I want you to understand that the minimum payment trap is designed to keep you broke. Here is the first thing nobody tells you. Minimum payments are not a debt payoff strategy. They're a debt maintenance strategy. Let me show you what I mean. So you have a $3,000 credit card balance at 22% interest. If you only pay the minimum each month, which is usually around $60, do you know how long it's going to take you to pay that off? Over 8 years. And you pay almost $3,000 in interest alone. You basically bought that debt twice. But here's what changes everything. If you add just $30 more per month, you cut that timeline almost in half. And this is exactly why I always say, it's not about how much you make, it is about how intentional you are with what you make. A great example of that is Keisha. Keisha was a home health aide worker making $14 per hour. She had $11,000 in debt spread across 2 credit cards and a medical bill. And every single month, she felt like she was drowning. She came to me convinced that she needed to make more money before she could even start. But I assured her that making more money was not the problem. The problem was that she had no system. Her money came in and went straight out without direction. So we did something simple. We listed every single debt from smallest to largest, and then we targeted the smallest one first, which was a $340 medical bill. She paid it off in 2 weeks. And I want you to understand what happened next. It wasn't just the $340 that changed. Her entire mindset shifted as well, as she went from "I can't do this" to "I just did that." And that gave her the momentum to keep going. And 7 months later, Keisha was completely debt-free. Not because her income changed, because her system did. This is why the debt snowball method works so well for people on a low income. You're not just paying off debt, you're building belief and changing your mindset altogether. Here was the truth, and this one is gonna sting a little. Most people on a low income are not broke because they don't make enough money. They're broke because their money is leaking in places they're not even looking. I'm talking about subscriptions you forgot you signed up for, streaming services you haven't opened in 3 months, gym memberships you haven't used since January. The average American spends over $200 a month on subscriptions alone, and most people can only name about half of them. That is $200 that could be going straight to your debt every single month. Here's what I want you to do right now. Go through your last 2 bank statements line by line. Write down every single recurring charge and ask yourself, is this moving me towards my goal or away from it? Because every dollar that is not working for you is working against you. This is exactly why my free Spending with Purpose tracker comes in. It shows you exactly where your money is going so that you can stop the leaks and redirect that cash towards your debt payoff plan. 10 minutes with that tracker can find you $100, sometimes even $200 a month that you didn't even know you were losing. Now, let me talk about something that most people get completely wrong. They think that to get out of debt faster, they need to pay off the highest interest rate first. And mathematically, yes, that saves you the most money. But here's what the math doesn't account for: human behavior. If your highest interest debt is also your biggest balance, you could be throwing extra money at it for 18 months and feel like nothing is happening. And that feeling is what makes people quit. Nobody wants to keep digging a hole and thinking there's no light at the end of the tunnel. So for most people on a low income, I recommend that they start with the smallest balance first. Get that win, feel that momentum, and then roll that payment into the next debt. That is a snowball. And it works because it keeps you in the game long enough to actually finish. Now, let me tell you about Marcus. Marcus drove for a delivery company. He had 4 debts: a payday loan, 2 credit cards, and a car note. His total debt was around $14,500. We started with the payday loan, which was $780. He paid it up in 3 weeks by cutting 1 expense and picking up 2 extra shifts at work. And then we rolled that payment into the smaller credit card, which was $950. He paid that off in 1 month, and by the time he got to the car note, he had so much momentum that he paid up $14,500 in debt in just under 1 year, all on a delivery driver's income. The system worked, not because Marcus made more money, but because he stopped letting his money move without a plan. Now, let's talk about something that surprises people the most. Before you go all in on paying off debt, you need a small emergency fund first. I know that sounds backward. Why save money when you have debt? Because here's what happens without it. You're making great progress on your debt. You're 3 months in, and then your car breaks down, or your kid gets sick, or your hours get cut at work. And because you have no cushion, you put it right back on the credit card. And just like that, boom, you're back to square one. Except now you're also discouraged. That is why I recommend you save $1,000 first for your emergency fund. That way, when life happens, and it will, you have something to absorb the hit without going backward. Once that cushion is in place, then you go full force on your debt and apply every extra dollar and every side hustle towards paying off your debt. Here's what nobody tells you about getting out of debt on a low income. Minimum payments are a trap. If you add just a $30 extra towards your debt, it changes everything. Also, the order you pay off debt matters, so consider starting with a snowball method, and remember to start small, build momentum, and keep your head in the game. And protect your progress with a starter emergency fund before you go all in. Here's what I want you to do today, as in right now. Download my free Spending with Purpose tracker. It is free and it will show you exactly where your money is going and where you can free up cash for your debt payoff. And if you're serious about getting out of debt faster and you want a personalized plan that's built around your exact numbers, then book a one-on-one coaching call with me. The link is in the description box below. The people I showed you today, Keisha, Marcus, they did it. If they can, you can. You are not special. They just decided to stop letting their money move without a plan. Now it's your turn. Hit that like button if this helped you. Subscribe so you never miss a video. And share this with someone who needs to hear this right now. I'm Fawani, and I want you to always remember that the best time to invest in yourself was yesterday. The second best time is now. You got this.